guest has never been unintentional talk. Is that possible?
Doesn't make sense, Chris, because he's one of the good guys, one of the funny guys, and a really tall guy, Chris.
Yes, very tall. Time right now for our Wendy's best interview in baseball. We are joined by the Cardinals ace, Adam Wainwright from Citi Field in New York. Adam, we think this is your first time on IT. Can you confirm this?
I can definitely confirm that. Yeah, thanks for having me on, though. I feel very privileged.
All right, Adam, I want you to explain to our viewers, because I love it. Explain to us, we have some of your dances right now. And how do you come up with these, please?
Well, the one with Jake that they're showing right now is the goofiest. Kind of expanded over time. It started off with just a little elbow deal, and then each day we added like a little knee twist, and then all of a sudden we were hopping around, and then we were fighting, and we're just a bunch of goofy guys, man. So put a bunch of goofy guys in the same locker room together, we're going to come up with some goofy stuff.
All right, Adam, who's the best dance partner and why, and who's the worst dance partner and why?
Ooh. Well, I picked Joe Kelly, man, for the good side of it, for sure, because he's got some ridiculous rhythm for a white boy, man. He does a nice job. Worst, I don't know, man. We're all pretty bad, to be honest with you. You know, there's not a whole lot of rhythm going around in there. So Joe would have to lead the pack. Jake Westbrook can dance pretty good. We got a couple guys that are good, and then a bunch of guys that are not very good.
Okay, well, you're very good at hitting for a starting pitcher in baseball, and last year you had a chance to circle pillows against the eventual NL Cy Young Award winner, R.A. Dickey. So, Adam Wainwright, break down Adam Wainwright, the hitter, for us.
Ooh, that sounds like a scouting report. Yeah, I think the best way to break it down is to realize that, like that Toby Keith song, "I Ain't As Good As I Once Was." That's me. Each year I get further removed from playing every day, the harder it becomes to recognize spin and to have good strike zone coverage and stop swinging at junk in the dirt. So I used to be all right. I'm pretty old now. I'm not very good anymore.
You've got a nice swing, though. And when you go deep, that's a good moment in your career. The other good thing was in 2006, the little curveball, last out, World Series champion right here. I'm always curious, though, Adam, who has the baseball?
Yachty has that baseball. I got the one from the NLCS against the Mets and the one against the Padres and the Diaz, but he got that big one. And I even asked Benji after the World Series, he came to watch it, and I said, "Hey, Benji, man, tell your brother, the closer, he gets the ball, right?" And he goes, no, he deserves it. He deserves it. Gosh, you're probably right, so.
Now, whenever you play in big games and you're seen on Fox, if you are victorious, you get to be interviewed by our buddy and our colleague Ken Rosenthal. Now, the key thing is you got to look him in the eye sometimes. But do you know how much therapy he had to have after this move you just made?
You see that shirt, too. Red Terrace Baseball. That's my high school alma mater right there.
Nice.
Is he really 5'4.5"?
Yes. Maybe 5'4", week 8.5.
His wife, I know he told me his wife told me he's not allowed to do any more interviews with me, so that's one outlet I'll never have to cover again.
I will say this. You grew up in Atlanta, were drafted by Atlanta. No, not grew up in Atlanta, but you were Atlanta Braves before the Cardinals and then was traded to the Cardinals. Tell us about when you found out you were traded.
Pretty interesting story. I flew up to, or I actually drove up to my future wife's parents' house. I was going to ask her dad for permission to marry his daughter. It's a pretty big deal in the South. If you don't do that, you don't get married. So I drove up there to talk to him, and the whole time I'm trying to talk to him, the phone is ringing. Cell phone, house phone, cell phone, house phone, over and over again. My phone starts ringing. I turn it off. I'm like, man, what in the world's going on? And finally he answers the phone, and I'm kind of looking at him like, dude, I can't believe you're answering the phone right now. You know, we're having a pretty serious talk. And he says, hey, it's your mom, and she's crying. And so I said, gosh, somebody must have died, you know. So I grabbed the phone. She's bawling, crying. She says, Adam, you've been traded. And for, growing up a big Braves fan in South Georgia, where everybody eats, breathes, and sleeps Atlanta Braves baseball, that's a pretty big deal. So I said, all right, Mom, where'd I get traded to? She said, well, St. Louis. So well, that's a great team. but I'm having a talk right now. It's pretty important, so I gotta put you in the breeze real quick. So got back to business, and he kind of gave me an okay, kind of didn't, but we got married. We're a big family now, so.
That is awesome.
Way to go. You closed the deal there, and you closed out World Series. That's pretty good. Now, take you back to your high school days. You played more than just baseball. You played football as well, but I cannot imagine a guy that's almost like 7 feet tall and was a kicker back in the day. Really?
Skip Schumacher must have talked to you. You know what? I was a kicker. I grew up playing soccer, football, baseball, anything with a ball. I played it, and so they took me off the soccer field to play football. But I also was a wide receiver, a quarterback, and all that. So don't count me out as a non-athlete just yet. You know, I had more touchdowns than anybody else on the team catching the ball. So I could do all right.
Thank goodness, bro. I'm like, no, man, he can roll the ball, he pitches, and then he was a kicker. I'm glad you clarified that.
I could boot that ball, though. I could boot that ball.
Well, bro, it's time for rapid fire. I got 5 questions for you, Mr. Adam Wainwright. Are you ready?
Okay. No, but...
Number 1, better nickname for Matheny, Mike McDreamy or Magic Mike?
Mike McDreamy. He's a good-looking man. Best dressed man in baseball, too.
Wow. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Worst dressed person in this picture and why, please? We got a picture right here for you.
I have to say that's one of the most impressive outfits I've ever seen on Matt Carpenter right there. So I'm not saying Freeze is the worst. I'm just saying Carpenter's the best.
Good answer. You're going to love this question right here. I want to know, and I want you to be honest, tallest girl you've ever made out with?
Lindsay Schumacher. No, I'm just kidding.
Whoa.
I had to throw that in there.
On this show.
You know, I'm pretty exclusive with my wife on that one.
Nice. Hey, good answer. Good
High school
answer, Adam.
sweeties. High school sweeties.
Oh, that's cool. That's right.
Yeah.
Would you rather be the King of England, the Emperor of Japan, or the President of the Hair Club Men, and why?
King of England.
And why?
Just because those other ones don't sound real appealing.
All right, bro. This is the last one, okay? This is a hard-hitting one. Your jock strap just broke, and you have to borrow one of your teammates. Which locker are you not going to?
Well, we might have to stitch a couple of them together. I don't know. I don't wear a jock strap. I go just undies.
You win. Answer the year right there, Adam Wainwright. We hope you had fun here today on Intentional Talk. Great job,
Thanks
man.
for having me. Thanks for having me.
That's pretty
All
good.
right,
Well, you know, San Diego is